Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about Alice Guo's sister confirmed to be a Chinese national, crash in Thailand jungle, Senator Risa Hontiveros says photos with Alice Guo are fake, Philippines teen pregnancy is attributed to Western social media, plus more. The USD to peso exchange rate hasn't changed very much, still at 56.4 for 1 USD. Let's jump into our main story. Sheila Leal Guo, the sister of the dismissed Bamban Mayor Alice Guo, has been confirmed by the National Bureau of Investigation as a Chinese national. She was detained by Indonesian authorities along with Cassandra Leong, a Pogo incorporator, and returned to the Philippines. Sheila's fingerprints matched those of a Chinese national named Zhang Mir, confirming her identity. She faces charges for violating the Philippines Passport Act and other immigration offenses for falsely presenting herself as a Filipino citizen. Cassandra Ong, who holds Philippines passport, hasn't been charged yet. Both women are currently in NBI custody. Meanwhile, Alice Guo and her brother Wesley are still believed to be in Indonesia. Authorities are pursuing Alice Guo due to her connection to illegal gaming activities, which have raised concerns about her integrity of various Philippines government institutions. Multiple government bodies, including the House of Representatives, Senate, and NBI, are involved in efforts to detain and charge Alice Guo and her associates. Some developing story here, she's been confirmed to be, and that's actually her sister, which would make Alice Guo basically Chinese as well. I mean, unless she was born in the Philippines. Regardless, her story is a lie. So far, I mean, it's very good to assume at this point. I guess not guilty until proven otherwise. I'm sure they're gonna press her sister, try to get her whereabouts. Leave your comments down below. What do you think about the update on this situation? The fact that her sister has been confirmed to be a Chinese national. Staying with Alice Guo, Senator Risa Hontiveros took to social media on Friday to denounce that online photos that allegedly show her with dismissed Bamban Mayor Alice Guo are fake. She also announced that her office will pursue legal action against those responsible for spreading these deceptive images. I quote, "This is fake," also calling on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube and TikTok to moderate AI content. "We will get to the bottom of who is circulating this," Hontiveros wrote. In a surprising response, the person who originally posted the photo says, "I want to apologize for sharing AI photos of you and Alice Guo. I already took down my tweet and promised to do my due diligence when it comes to posting on my X account. I hate you. I don't like you. But still, I want to apologize for my mistake. Thank you." I don't know if this guy is a troll or if this is somebody else taking that guy's account and making a fake tweet. Stuff like this can be severely punishable in some countries, and I believe Philippines is one of them. If you commit any kind of stuff like this, especially with politicians, fake news, I guess, right? You can't just generate AI images of someone with someone else. However, one thing I do want to mention, I never understood this whole idea that if somebody gets convicted of something, people go back and look some photos. Oh, you were taking pictures with so-and-so. It doesn't confirm anything. It just means that person maybe asked for a photo and you just posed for a photo. Doesn't mean you know the person's history, their intentions, their actions. Even someone like myself in Cebu City, oftentimes people want to take a photo of me because they see my videos or whatever. I don't know who they are. I don't care who they are. If they're kind enough to say hello and want a picture, I'm gonna smile. You know, it's not like a big deal at all, right? But I'm not responsible for how they behave in their private life. Next up, a small plane carrying 9 people, including 5 Chinese tourists and 4 Thais, 2 of whom were the pilots, crashed in Thailand on August 23rd. The Kasana Caravan 208B went down in a muddy forest around about 100 kilometers southeast of Bangkok shortly after takeoff. All aboard appear to be deceased. Rescue workers are searching the crash site, which is challenging due to the difficult terrain, to recover debris and remains. Authorities are investigating the cause of the crash. Another one of these planes going down. It always seems to be, or at least most of the time, smaller planes. I wonder why specifically that is. If anybody knows more about aviation, is a pilot, or has any knowledge of this kind of thing, I just assume because there are probably less people involved in checking the safety of the plane. I'm assuming. I imagine like a big airplane, like a passenger plane, would have multiple dozens, if not people, having standards and checking everything. Whereas in a private plane or smaller plane could just be like 1 or 2 guys. And if they're not up to date with stuff, or if they just miss something, the results can be very, very tragic. Next up, in Negros Oriental, teenage pregnancies, particularly among girls aged 10 to 14, have remained high over the past 3 years. Health officials link this increase to greater access to social media, which even reaches remote areas now equipped with internet and electricity. The number of registered pregnancies for girls aged 10 to 14 years old has risen from 30 in 2021 to 85 in 2023. For those aged 15 to 19, the numbers are significantly higher, with 2,787 cases in 2023. Contributing factors include the influence of Western culture, society, and peer pressure. Health authorities emphasize the importance of parent education to their children about the risk of early pregnancy, although this responsibility is often shifted to teachers. Efforts are being made to strengthen reproductive health care programs in schools and homes to address this issue and support young mothers. I wish they gave a little bit more detail of how they came to a conclusion that Western social media is influencing teen pregnancy. If anything, I would have thought it would be the other way around. I mean, Western people are not having kids, so definitely not from that perspective. Also, Western media is probably what keeps kids from being bored and exploring, I assume. For 12 years old, you got nothing else to do. You might want to play around with a boy or something, but now maybe on the social media, nobody wants to actually meet in person. I would have thought it had probably the opposite effect. I don't know. I'd love to know your thoughts. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree? And let me know why. I want to know what kind of answers we have. Just a complete open discussion. There's no real answer to this, but I think I would oppose the statement without seeing actual results. But even then, I mean, I don't usually believe surveys that often, but kind of curious what you guys think. Staying with the Philippines, the 23 Filipino seafarers aboard the Greek-flagged crude oil tanker left adrift at sea after it has been hit by a missile launched by Houthi rebels have been rescued by the French Navy at about 2:10 p.m. on August 22nd. Nobody was hurt or injured during the incident. Good stuff. And moving on to Seoul, Korea. 7 people have lost their lives and 12 others injured in a fire at a hotel in South Korea, authorities said on Friday. And let's go on to Cambodia now. Cambodia recently celebrated the return of 70 Khmer cultural artifacts, including Buddhist and Hindu statues that had been trafficked and ended up in the U.S. These items, which include stone statues of deities like Shiva and Uma, were welcomed back in a ceremony led by Prime Minister Hun Manet in Phnom Penh. Over the past few years, Cambodia has been working with the U.S. officials to recover stolen artifacts, many of which were looted during the country's turbulent history, including the Khmer Rouge era. The late British antiquities trafficker Douglas Latchford was the major figure in the illegal trade of these relics, and since his death, his family has helped return many of these stolen items. A pretty sad history when it comes to these things. I watched a documentary maybe a few months back regarding all the stolen artifacts, and honestly it's heartbreaking, especially to Cambodia, a country that struggled and suffered so much, to have somebody greedy like loot all this stuff and send it to all these private collectors. So I'm actually thankful to the family of Latchford, or whatever the guy's name is, to be cooperative in sending some of these items back. Although a lot of them have been lost in time, who knows who's got them, whether it's in the British Museum or somewhere in the US, or some private Arab investor or collector has them in their possession. But I'm glad they received a lot of this stuff back, and 70 of these recently. And then going on to my favorite international airport, the Naya. The Naya International Airport Authority said on Friday that the air conditioning system at Naya Terminal 3 is not working. Moving on to our segment called Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments regarding yesterday's video. A popular comment by John is, haha, Alex, he looked down and saw a snake between his legs and beat it off. Did I hear that right? I promise I didn't do that purposefully. It just kind of came out of my mouth. SG Tucson 90 says, thankfully the snake between my legs is only spitting cobra and never bites. We got a comedian in the house. And lastly, Terry Sister Kim says, Alex, would you believe snake found in toilet twice here in Toronto? Since then, I won't sit on a toilet without looking inside the bowl first. Well, before yesterday, I probably wouldn't have believed you, but now, yeah, definitely plausible. I personally always look in the bowl anyways. I mean, we don't know what's in there, right? We want to be making sure there's nothing. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We're making our way to 5,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.